Welcome back, everybody, to another Slop Fest. We are now playing Night at the Museum, starring... I forget the actor's name now.
Tom Hanks or something like that.
It's that one dude.
Yeah, that one dude. Paul Rudd, the dude that never ages.
Yeah, that's probably him. You know, he's probably been in everything.
He has been. He never ages.
In fact, he's probably
older than.
He's probably the caveman.
He probably is. It's Paul Rudd. He's the caveman. He's behind all of this. He lives in the closet with cheese, and
that's how he gets in and out of the closet.
Daphne.
And we never notice. It's because he's just shrinking.
Indeed, he's using his Ant-Man skills to shrink and plague this museum.
Yep.
So here we have a randomly electrocuted water level with a giant submarine, which is also in the museum's budget somehow. Which leads me to believe you could be right. This is Paul Rudd's money that the museum's using.
I mean, it would make sense. Have you ever seen a museum with this type of budget?
No, I haven't, so I think you're right. This is all Paul Rudd's money. He's like, whoa, hey guys, welcome to Baskin Robbins.
that's how he's paying. He's working at Baskin Robbins.
Indeed, as he did in Ant-Man, he makes the big money from working.
Like, that's where most of his income comes from. It doesn't come from his movies. It comes from that.
Yep, Baskin Robbins, the whole $8 an hour. I'm wealthy because of Baskin Robbins.
Matter of fact, it doesn't even cost anything to make movies. It's just the reason why they're so expensive is because, you know, they gotta buy a shit ton of food from Baskin Robbins.
You know, you might be onto something with that. What's up with the electric water though? Why do you think the floor? Why is it electric?
That jellyfish, maybe? Wait, no.
Yes. Jellyfish make electricity.
No, never mind. It's like toxins, right? Eels? I know there's electric eels.
Perhaps. So for this level, for some reason, the caveman just left clues and food all over the place, like, all in plain sight, so I think he just started getting lazy with covering up his tracks, although he was never good at it in the first place. And
before he had little care, now he has no care.
Indeed. So our first clue, I think that was like emergency lights or whatever, for fire alarms or something, which the caveman just decided to place in the aquarium because he's the caveman.
We don't know his methods.
Indeed. All we know is that he has floating fish all over for some reason. And pterodactyls.
The whole museum.
Indeed. Ah, yes. The whole museum is a clue.
No, really? I couldn't tell by the fact that we're, like, exploring the museum. You know, it just makes sense now, ever since we found that clue.
Indeed. Now, I don't know where... Maybe Scooby carries all these clues in that quiver? It's the only logical explanation at this point.
I like how Fred's always smiling.
You know, he's a happy guy. He's like, my traps may fail, but Scooby won't fail me.
That's why he's the leader, dude. He has so much trust in his teammates.
You know what? That actually might be true. We know Fred sucks at traps, but the only thing he doesn't suck at is trusting in Scooby. Because he knows Scooby will do anything for a Scooby snack.
You know, my favorite thing about Fred these days is everyone sees him as a dumb himbo these days.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of valid, but I think it's because the movies did that to him.
Yeah.
In the past, he was actually the leader.
He was, and now
listening to his teammates, giving them valid opinions here and there.
And now he's a pleb, unfortunately.
Who's trap obsessed.
Yes. He's like, my traps only have a 60% chance of failure. It's fine.
You know, he's so into traps, I wouldn't be surprised if, You know, never mind. I'm gonna stop that line of thinking.
Cody with the R-rated thoughts.
Listen, I'm saving the public from my thoughts.
Indeed. And here we have a new villain that only appears here, in this one level.
What the heck is even that?
I don't know.
Well, it's gone now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The plunger clearly is like an EMP.
EMP Activision Police Nerf.
Indeed. 2OP. Blizz Nerf. Blizz. So how do you think the caveman's doing this while flying fish all over the place? What do you think he's doing?
He's using these caveman powers of just believing it exists.
Or maybe he's working with hologram again, and these are all projections. They're trying to take down the IRS to get more museum money.
Now, logically, they're not moving, so they're probably just hanging from like a wire.
Perhaps, and the guests were just expected to jump all over the place to traverse the area. It's little Timmy's 99-year-old grandma. My grandma fell in the electric water. She's not moving anymore.
You guys signed a release form.
Hot pepper.
Poor little Timmy. Maybe that hot pepper was hers. She was trying to get it and then just took a plunge. But it's okay. She's not dead. She's just sleeping.
Eternally, but sleeping.
Yeah, she's peaceful.
She's not, like, frozen in, like, a horrified pose because of where the word is? No.
Yes, I too leave my glasses down here.
It's the only place to leave them.
Perhaps they're Kayla's glasses. But the viewers don't know who that is.
This is supposed to be like an ocean aquarium, right?
I think so.
Why is there lily pads there?
You know, Cody, that's a great question, which also leads me to ask this question: how are guests normally supposed to get around this area?
They fly. they give them the magic power of flight.
Flight in this random museum of death and electric guys that just keep making the same grunting howls.
You know, this whole museum is not even a museum. It's actually Saul's playground.
That would make a lot of sense, actually. And perhaps he is behind these electric things, which are randomly in the aquarium.
Actually, this predates Saw. You know, this actually inspired the Saw movies. This entire game right
I
here.
found a trapeze.
Yes. Saw was inspired by Scooby-Doo finding a wrench and electric monsters.
Yeah.
I could honestly see that happening. And then Saw is the villain that never gets unmasked. So, one of the things that the upgrade for this Robin Hood outfit does, it allows you to shoot 3 plungers instead of 1.
I could see that, and it's kind of useful, but at the same time not.
Indeed, but at least one of them homes in on targets.
Basically, your boat's got upgraded to spread shot.
Indeed, and aim assist was turned way up. Yes, a tripod is a clue. The caveman was using that to record himself singing in the shower.
He was recording. It's the 2024, man. He's probably doing some TikToks trying to get some followers. He's on that grind.
Cotton candy.
Check out my cotton candy, kids.
Proceeds to do some goofy stuff. Not even a dance because no one really does dances anymore on TikTok.
No, I'm glad those days are over. Those were...
I gotta miss them, man, because some of the stuff that be showing up these days is wild.
Yes. A submarine that has random planes in it for some reason.
I remember this area. What the heck?
You do?
I do.
This is the one area I didn't remember.
I remember this like so vividly. I just didn't realize it's like part of the aquarium exhibit for some weird reason.
How does this fit in the aquarium? Why is there just all these random floating planes in here? And a cabbage.
Maybe they're trying to do World War II history?
Where the guests? Did the guests just take little planes all over too?
Maybe that's how they got around.
Perhaps.
And then that's why his electricity in London, it crashed a lot. So they're like, okay, we gotta close this area.
Yeah, so Scooby's the first one to go in this area in like 10 years. And maybe this is the caveman's plane. That explains why it has fuel. It's well maintained. And there's broccoli and cabbage floating for some reason.
Also, I don't know thing. Isn't it dangerous to be burning fuel in like an enclosed space like a museum?
Yeah, I think it is. So this is very dangerous for Scooby to be doing.
Like, I'm surprised he's not passed out.
For all we know, he is. This is just all some nightmare dream now.
No, yeah, the entire museum, he literally just got knocked out from like some random gas and everything's a hallucination. This is like that octopus doesn't even look like that in reality. It's just like a tiny exhibit.
Indeed. It's because that cheese the caveman gave him when he opened the door. He drugged Scooby.
Or he just like has very bad reaction to dairy.
Lactose intolerant with dogs.
So is this supposed to be like the Kraken or something?
I think so.
That ain't part. Why is that in a museum? That ain't history. I mean, it kind of is, but more folklore history. We have giant squids, but I don't think they look like that.
It's to get the kids' imaginations going, you know.
This is what sailors used to be scared of.
Yep. This is what's in the Bermuda Triangle.
I mean, I could see that, I guess. Everything we know that is, like, fantasy was real to them in the past.
And it's all thanks to Paul Rudd and his budget.
Real. Oh, did you ever know about the Cyclops thing for history? So, the reason why they thought they were Cyclops back then is because the way, I think it was an elephant skull looks. They have like a giant hole in the middle of their skull where their trunk muscles are supposed to be, so it looks like a massive eye socket. So they probably saw a skeleton of that and they're like, "Oh no, we have Cyclops!"
You made it!
Yes, the old use the plunger to get the lock off.
That would never work. What the heck?
It's because the costume upgrade. It gives him super strength.
If it was that weak to pull off with a plunger, you could have just pulled it off with your own arms or even kicked it.
The caveman wasn't very smart when locking them up. He just found some super old lock.
You know, it probably wasn't even locked too. They just thought it was locked. They were just chilling in there. You know what? We don't have to solve anything. We could just like chill in here, pretend we're trapped.
Indeed. Until Scooby comes along and he's like,
"This is a videotape of the caveman holding Fred and Daphne."
You know,
maybe
this whole game is actually
cheat
just a Make-A-Wish thing for Scooby-Doo. Like, they're all just feeding into his fantasy.
Light may have been removed
probably.
to keep us from seeing the caveman
That's why they
hiding
put
in
all
the
these random
shadows.
clues all over the place.
Like, they already figured it out, but they're like, you know what, let's drag this on. We gotta make Scooby feel useful.
Maybe that's a clue to the caveman's hideout.
So the only ones who don't know they know everything are the caveman and Scooby. The caveman's like,
This might be for the
I don't know.
I'm gonna get away with this.
There might be some more information
and
there.
then just outside the museum, just police are just waiting like,
The caveman must
so are
have
they almost
used
done
it
with
to
their little
drown
thing?
himself
Can we
with
just
Fred and
arrest this guy
Daphne
now?
To make it look as if it was
right,
a
because
live
it's been
being.
like almost an hour.
It's like, I want to go home. I want to go eat my
These
food.
belong to the person hiding
It's my
under
day
the
off tomorrow. I
caveman's
wanted to
mask.
enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We've got enough clues.
Now we gotta figure out
Now
which
we need
clues
to
are
find
real.
which ones are real. If the museum's not open yet, why are the dinosaurs outside operational? Wrong answer, Scooby.
I mean, that makes
The museum's
sense.
not
Like,
open.
you know, the
I'm
pressure,
pretty sure
moving,
that
making
big
a move.
dinosaur bone is covered in crude
Mhm.
oil.
That's how animatronics actually
Maybe
move.
the bobbing dinosaurs
Well,
are really
the older
oil
ones
pumps.
using like
Do
With
you
what,
think
pressure?
Monsters,
Oil
Fred, and
pumps?
Magic
no, not oil
knew
pumps,
their
just pressure.
dinosaurs were being
Whether
used
it's from
as
like
oil
air
pumps?
pumps or something like that, water pumps.
The contract.
Well, actually, I don't know about the water
It
pumps, but
awards
air pumps for
Monsters,
sure.
Fred, and Magic a share of secondary
Okay.
revenues.
But
from
nowadays
the
it's all
museum.
mechanical.
They must have known about the oil.
Interesting.
One thing puzzles me.
Listen,
When
I
you
know
rescued
some
Fred
stuff
and
about
Daphne, the
animatronics.
video monitors still showed them being
Probably
held
because
by
you're
the
behind all
caveman.
this.
Yeah, I'm
Now,
actually
I have
like
one
funding
thing
this
puzzled-
entire
of
operation.
course, the caveman filmed himself
That was your
in front of
camera
Fred and
tripod
Daphne,
too.
then fed a loop of the tape through the camera surveillance system to throw us off. Wait, I think I've got it. I think I've got it figured out.
Zoinks!
There.
And
it's
now
the
Cody's just
caveman.
watching us.
I'm not as bulky as that guy.
Pickle! Yummy!
Maybe it's future Cody. And then all this random food that's
Pepperoni.
just scattered throughout the museum was gonna be your bulking food. Now Scooby's got it all.
Real
Like the sooner we
bros-
find Jed,
bros,
the
like,
sooner we can have lunch.
cheaping out on me.
So, who do you think is behind the caveman? We have that nerdy scientist guy, we have that random lady with the accent, and then we have the security guard. Who do you think it is?
Well, the guy who loves it but also hates it, probably the museum guy.
Interesting.
Oh boy, ice cream.
Ah, yes, you laid out ice cream that hasn't melted. That can't be healthy.
It's not even ice cream. It's
Of course.
probably like
it all makes sense. Let's go find the others, Scooby.
Was it like white paste that you use to like seal stuff? Cock?
Ah, yes, and Scooby's just like,
Lobster.
tastes good.
Proceeds to die because his inside's been sealed up.
Uh-huh. Ruh-roh. Ah, yes, we get to access the security cameras. You know, it'd be cool to have
I
a
got an
dresser that
onion.
like hides a secret room. Perhaps for hiding Cody's Call of Duty
Smells like you
playthroughs.
found some food.
Yep.
Broccoli. Like gotta eat our greens.
Yes, and
Like I think we've outdone
look at all this
ourselves
unhealthy
time,
food we're gonna be
Scooby-Doo.
putting into our bodies, just for one dog tag. Cabbage,
Some
cotton
cabbage
candy,
for
eggplant,
vitamins.
spicy peppers, ice cream,
Cotton
crawfish,
candy.
or
Oh,
lobster.
that should dress up this dish.
So you know the peppers,
Getting there,
crawfish,
but not
onions,
quite there. We need more
sausage. That actually
ingredients.
pretty good.
Eggplant, excellent
Ah,
Oh,
choice.
and the
yes,
shrimp.
including the ice cream too.
Hot, 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 hot peppers.
Actually,
Shrimp.
that's like
That's
a
a great
boil.
idea.
I'm trying to remember the name of it now.
Lobster.
I don't think this is very healthy though
Like
for
I'm
a human
crying
being to eat.
tears of joy.
Good thing he's not human.
Like this isn't
That's
quite
true.
complete yet. We should
But
add
it's
more ingredients.
it's like a heart container for Link for
Pepperoni?
Scooby.
Si,
Gives him more
senor.
health.
Pickles? Yes, please. Shrimps? Like of course.
No doubt, next video will be
Like I think we've
the
outdone
showdown
ourselves
between
this time,
Scooby-Doo
Scooby-Doo.
and the caveman. Perhaps Cody's terrified. Perhaps not. Perhaps Cody is the caveman.
Like hurry up and bring back more food.
not.
I'm famished.
Only time will tell.